Okay, we've given it a little soak in some Dawn. Take it out and give it a rinse. Then we can start working on the channels. And take a little wooden stir stick and just do some scraping in there. See if we can lift some of that up. And a little bit out of there. The main blade channel is tighter than the secondary channel. Can't see where it's bent. Must be the way it is. We're starting to loosen a lot of that stuff up in there. Take a little bit of paper towel in there. A little bit of a green tinge to that, so there's a little bit of rust or corrosion to the brass. I know this is not an exciting process to watch, so I will probably dip away and come back with a finished product as far as just cleaning these out. And we'll see how we made out. Next step will be a little dose of WD-40 to displace any water left inside. Clean that out, and then we will do an overnight mineral oil soak. So we'll catch you then. Okay, so I had a little change of plans. I want to do a little rust removal. So gave a little soak in CLR, calcium lime rust remover. Now with the knives, depending on the scales, you have to be careful with this stuff because given enough time, it will break down calcium. So if you have bone or shell covers like the made of abalone, things like that, then you have to be careful using this stuff. So I'm just good at soaking blades down for now. So we will give it a little scrub here. I occasionally remember to wear gloves when I do this because I hate trying to scrub the stuff off my hands. It stinks. There we go. Sometimes this stuff will darken the blades up. And that comes right off in the polish. And you can see we're getting some stuff off of there. Not going to go too heavy, just a light little scrub. Get what rust off we can. Then I may give it a short soak. Put the covers down, blades up, just to try and get a little off the back springs. I'm definitely not going to let that go too long. Would normally use some very fine steel wool for this, but I couldn't find where to put my steel wool. It will turn up exactly when I don't need it. I like to do a lot of the stuff by hand. I have a Dremel, but I just like to be hands-on for a lot of it. Doing this because there was a spot of rust right in that S. I want to make sure I get that out of there. Okay, so I will continue on with this, and then we'll give her a little soak this way to try and clean the channels out, clean the back springs off a little bit. You can see maybe there, that's the line it was soaking up to, so you can see where it does darken metal, but that scrubs right off. So we will continue on and check back with you in a bit. Okay, so I get everything out of the rust remover, gave it a scrub, and you see here, cleaned out the gunk. It was down in the channel against the springs. So it was pretty dirty in there, more so than it looked. Here's what we have now. Having a little mineral oil bath. That's going to help rehydrate those covers and work a little bit more of the gunk out. When I get it out of there, you can see the blades are coming along a lot better. When I get it out of there, we'll give the channels another scrub, work the action quite a bit, get more of the gunk out of the pivot and the springs, and then we'll be on to some final cleaning and polishing. So we'll come back with that. Good day, folks. So we're a few steps further with the 1971 case Barlow. Here's what we have right now. And I'm sorry it's not the best lighting. I'm out in the garage. But we gave it a good mineral oil soak for a couple days. And that certainly brought the covers back. And it cleaned a lot of the gunk out of the action. So, great snap. So now we're going to work on polishing and shining it up a bit. We had a few dings, like a little ding there in the bolster. I may take some light sandpaper and just try and clean the bolsters up a bit. I pondered it. I think I may try and bring the back springs back, get some of the patina off of those, as well as the blades. And then we'll do some polishing. So I'm going to start on that. We'll probably cut away and back again so you don't have to enjoy the whole process. But we'll give you a taste of what's going on. So I think to start, I'm going to take some 1500 grit sandpaper. And the nice thing about this is for like a disc sander. So I've got my sandpaper on the side, and then I've got a little fuzzy bit, I guess, on the back that I can kind of polish with a bit. So we're just going to go lightly on here and just try and kind of work out some of these scratches. And any marks you see I put in here will polish out later. I'm not going to get all of that ding out, but we'll smooth it out a bit. I want to clean up the back springs without taking too much or any off of the bone, if I can help that. You can see we're already starting to get some of the debris off of the back spring. Not debris, but patina. And we're starting to bring some of the metallic color back. Mosquito. Yeah, that's all right. I don't tend to chatter very much while I'm doing this. So my focus tends to be on what I'm doing. I'm just trying to get some of the patina off of those back springs. There's a little bit of pitting, not too bad. That's always a consideration when you're doing any kind of a restoration or cleanup. With the patina on the back springs, it certainly hid any of the pitting. So by choosing to take some of the patina off of the back springs, that leaves me having to contend with the pitting. Now, my intentions to make this perfect, like it's fresh out of the box, no. But I do want to give it a little bit of a sparkle. Would this be faster with a Dremel or other automated tools? Yes, but I just like to do it this way. A little more hands-on. Anyway, I'm going to stop the video here and keep on with this process, so you don't have to watch through it all, and we will catch back up when I'm ready for the next step. Okay. I'm done with the sanding on the bolsters and the springs. Reposition my light here so we can see. Oh, that's not a good sign. Well, we got a little bit more shine to the bolsters. And we got our back springs cleaned up. A little bit of patina to them. But I like where it's going. So now we're going to work on the blades a little bit. There's a little bit, not really pitting, not really patina, but I want to take that off. I think I'm going to try and give the blades a little bit of a shine, or at least even them out, and then I can put my own patina on them. And then we'll have to address that rounding of the blade towards the final stages. So we're going to use some same sandpaper. To start with, we'll try that. If the 1500 isn't working, we'll maybe move to maybe a 6 or an 800. We'll see what I have. Always good to support your blade. I'm not worried if this does anything to dull the edge, because I'm going to be tuning the edge up myself in the end. Can't forget your nail, Nick. That's not the best stuff to use as a support. One thing when you do take the patina off, you do start to notice other issues with the metal, either the blade or the springs or the bolsters, that was hidden by the patina. See, I'm getting some, if you can catch those, there's some scratches going this way. A little bit more pitting right up here. Wise man would probably wear some kind of gloves while doing this, but I've never claimed to be wise. You can see we're making any kind of difference. There is the side we're working on. There is the side we haven't worked on. So we're removing a good bit of that patina. Don't know that we'll be able to do a whole lot with that pitting. And polishing may take care of that. Anyway, I will continue to work on that, and then we will check back when I've made some progress. Okay, we're back. So we got the blades all cleaned up. Do some pitting. Not much I can do about that unless I want to remove a lot of steel. And I don't really want to do that. So we'll have to hope that the polish does something for that, but it doesn't need to be perfect. So the next thing I want to attack are the channels. You can tell that sounds kind of gritty again. That's because the unfortunate thing with this process when you're sanding and when you're buffing is all that gunk you got out with the mineral bath, you're putting it all back in again. Just fresh new gunk. So that will all have to be cleaned out again. But we're getting a good shine. Next, we're going to take some sandpaper and just dive into the channels. Excuse me. And get the last bits of stuff out of there. The channel for the main blade is definitely tighter than the channel for this pin blade. I don't know if that's a design element or almost looks like right in about here. It may have been bent a little bit. As you can see, we're wider here, we're almost even here. And as you get to about here, you can see that the channel for the pen blade is wider. So I may try and bend that back a little bit. And again, this is, excuse me, this is really gonna leave a lot of residue in there that we're gonna have to flush out again. Get everything looking pretty good in there. Alrighty. I guess we will move on to some polishing. I'll get things set up and head into that. Before I get into the polishing, I'm just taking the corner of this fiber cloth and just going into those channels to clean a little bit of that out. What we can get out now, we don't have to flush out later. And always be careful whenever you're doing any rapid actions like this that you don't slip off and catch your finger on a blade. you wanted to, you could tape the blades off. That would be a bit safer. I guess I just like to live dangerously. Or I'm lazy. One or the other. So you're getting a good little bit of that out of there, so that's that much more we want to clean it later. Okay, I'll get set up for some polishing. Alrighty, so I'm going to use the Dremel, do some initial polishing, and then probably my, as you've seen before, my drill press hack polisher, and then we'll finish off maybe with some hand polishing. I will mute the sound so you don't have to listen to this Dremel screech. Get to it. Alrighty, so I will continue on with that and bring you in for the next step. Okay, that's getting us a pretty good shine. Next, on to the blades. Okay, so before we get into this, just some advice. You don't want to go too long polishing with one of these Dremels because they will heat your knife up. And you don't want to heat your knife up too much, particularly depending on what your handle materials are. I think I'll work with it a little more. I need to get in the tag. So we'll let it cool down for a minute, and I'll come back when I've got some more done. Okay, next step, a little buffing. So, got some silvo on here. I just let it dry. It is basically brass over silver. And do some buffing and see how we make it. Pretty good shine there. I'm gonna have to dig some of that buffing compound out of the lettering. Giving us a pretty good shine. Now onto the blades. And it's giving us a bit of a shine. I'm not too worried about getting a great shine on the blades because they're going to patina anyways. But folks, for now, I'm going to end it there because the battery on my phone is just about toast. I'm going to polish the other blade up, clean things up, and then I think I'll give the knife another mineral oil soak tonight. Just start working some of the new gunk I've added into it. So, we'll catch you later. All right, folks, the cleanup is done. I'd like to thank all of you who sat this far into the video. I know it's a long one, but some people were interested in the process, so I didn't want to cut too much of that out. So, made the video run long. If you skipped from the beginning right to the end, I don't mind that. If you weren't interested in the process, that's fine. But here it is. Our case 1971 Barlow. You can see our covers are looking much better. The Delrin pins are looking good. Where we had a lot of scoring and dryness around the pins is now looking much better. Our bolsters are shined up. Did a little bit of a ding there, but in order to get every scratch and every ding out, you just have to remove a lot of metal, and I just didn't want to do that. So that left some pitting in around here. And that was a risk I took by removing the patina. I knew I was going to reveal some other issues, but I wanted that shine back, and I think we've accomplished that. This isn't the best lighting. I'll throw some pictures in at the end for folks who want to see it out in some really good lighting. It's got a real nice shine to it there. There's your main blade. Gain some pitting and some scratches that, you know, like these are sharpening scratches you see going this way, where a previous owner had sharpened it. I don't know. I doubt they put it on a grinder, but maybe some file work. Gain some pitting at the top. But she's clean. She's got some shine. You can see the model number here. 62009.5. It's your case XX USA 9 dots. Nice snap to it. Real strong snap. Very good spring retention. And there's your pen blade. We got a lot of the, remember that residue that was across the top there? It's almost like glue or something. We managed to get a lot of that off. Bring it a shine again. Gain nice snap. Really good retention. This is just a well-made knife. And we healed up the edge somewhat. So you don't see as much of that rolling here. I put a new edge on it. So I'm happy with where that's at. The secondary blade, it was much harder to get a good edge on that because there was a lot of meat missing in here. So I leveled it up as best I could. And so we've got a good cutting edge there now. So there we have it. Yeah, and I think that's as far as I'm going to take it. Again, I could remove those scratches in pitting with a deeper sanding, but I mean, it's a thin blade. So if I go too far with that, I'm just going to compromise the strength of the blade, and it's no longer going to be a user. So I hope you enjoyed the process, and I suggest, go find an old knife. For your first one, don't make it a really high-end or expensive knife or a collector piece. Just go find an old knife and just practice some of that work. That's how I started. Hone your skills and then move on to something like this. I will throw some pictures up now, just of the knife out in some really nice light so you can see that good shine. And I thank you all for watching the video. And like I said, if you skip to the end, that's great. Not everybody's interested in the process. They just want to see the finished result. And we will see you on the next one. Y'all take care.